It looks like curry, may even taste like curry, but is it? Well, according to the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch, CTOC, it's not.
Most of our reports, would have mentioned sneakers and pharmaceuticals, but this morning they're moving to the food item, which is curry. And it is a sad day for us because these criminals, I call them criminals, they have no care whatsoever about the human element. All they care about is making money.
Head of the Intellectual Property Rights Unit, DSP Victor Barrett, says the goods were found at a supermarket in Manchester on Wednesday. According to DSP Barrett, although the curry powder bears the same packaging of a popular local brand, the content inside the package was reportedly not made by the rights holder.
When you buy a curry and you're not sure what the process is or the process that they put the curry through, you don't know how it is done. So there is no guarantee that you're buying a curry with a certain standard as opposed to buying a curry from the rightful owner.
The goods were estimated to be 3.2 million Jamaican dollars. The police couldn't readily say how many of the curry powder was sold already or even who bought it. The issue with products like these is that the public oftentimes don't realize until it's too late. Then there's the issue of tracing the origin of the product in the event that someone gets sick. During a recent press conference, head of the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office, Lily Claire Bellamy, explained the process similar to buying a counterfeit shirt.
If you put on that t-shirt and your skin changes color or it starts to peel off, who are you going to go to for redress? It has no owner. So you cannot follow. So there's no redress for you as a consumer if you utilize a good that has no real owner.
So how then can the public know the difference? CTOC says it's ramping up public awareness sessions island-wide. In the meantime, it's urging citizens to purchase from reputable sources.
Some would like to know one thing. How can we know the real curry from the fake curry? Because if both of them look alike, both of them taste alike, and them in the same package and everything, how are we going to know the real curry from the fake one? But my viewers and my subscribers, want to look out on a corner high, because be enough fake things out there are selling, and remember, your health is very important. So always check what you're buying. Look out on a corner high. We have to go back to the original raw seasoning, which is the grown provision. You understand what I say? And that we have to go back to, because I be a fake miss agwan nowadays. But people, listen to this now. Warmington said Dan and the support are not credible. So what I want to know is, over the years when Dan and the support, when they come out, them did a jump up and a rail up over the Dan and the support when Andrew Wallace did a lead the poll. That is something I would like to know, my people. JLP call and Mark Golin to sack Dwayne Vaz. What I would like to know, how comes them can't sack Warmington and some whole heap of other JLP members, but every time they want Mark Golin to sack somebody, like they want to weaken Mark Golin link. But bless up to my viewers and my subscribers. I hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful morning. Now, my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first. In every any situation, just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray, because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now, my viewers and my subscribers, we have a lot coming up in this update, so you definitely don't want to miss it. But guess what? Make a run the intro and come back. We soon forward. So welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers. We continually support the channel and help the channel to grow. Now, remember to leave a like on this video. Remember to give this video a thumbs up. Also, if it's a new viewer's first time on my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification bell so whenever we drop new content, you will be first to be notified. Share the content with a friend, a family, a loved one. Share it on your social media platform. Alright? Now, my viewers and my subscribers, there's a lot going on inside the media. Now, people, let us kick off the update with this. Finance Minister says option exists to address revenue shortfall. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel says the government has option to address the shortfall in revenues once the full extent of the impact has been assessed. He is responding to concern raised by his disclosure on Tuesday that revenues for the 2023-2024 financial year had underperformed. People, want to hear that, people? Nigel Clark say options are there to address the shortfall in revenue once the full extent of the impact has been assessed. So, check out what Nigel Clark had to say.
The shortfall for the last fiscal year saw government revenues come in $22 billion under budget. Tax revenues were also down by nearly $25 billion. Speaking with Nationwide News on Wednesday, Dr. Clark notes that despite the underperformance, the country ended the last financial year positively.
Our first objective with respect to the March revenue shortfall is transparency, and hence my 3-page statement yesterday that promptly disclosed the full details of this March revenue shortfall. However, let's recall that despite this fall off in revenues in March 2024, the government of Jamaica was still able to achieve a fiscal surplus for the 2023-2024 fiscal year of $1 billion. And our debt trajectory, our downward debt trajectory, is firmly anchored.
The reduction in revenues could have implications for funding the estimates of expenditure for the current budget. But the finance minister says the government is committed to fulfilling the promises outlined in its budget despite the shortfall. He says making any adjustment at this time would be premature before receiving final word from Tax Administration Jamaica.
Despite the March 2024 revenue shortfall, the government of Jamaica is committed to the policy priorities outlined in the 2024-2025 budget. And the government of Jamaica is also committed to our legislated fiscal targets. As disclosed in my release yesterday, Tax Administration Jamaica indicated that there were significant instances of tax filings made by entities in March, but without payment within the required period of time. Tax Administration Jamaica will therefore be following up. Until that happens, it would be premature to announce with certainty any definitive adjustments.
However, the finance minister sought to assure Jamaicans that the government has options to address the revenue shortfalls without any additional burden on taxpayers.
Suffice to say that the government of Jamaica has options. There are revenue possibilities and expenditure adjustment opportunities that have not yet been factored in. We will observe revenue and expenditure outcomes in the first few months of the year, while Tax Administration Jamaica conducts inquiries, do their due diligence, and enforcement as required. At this time, we are fulfilling the duty of transparency.
Dr. Clark, you don't know nothing at all about transparency because until today, you still cannot give the people of this nation any update, any information on how you are going to do all of them promises there. What you say you are going to do in your budget presentation. So you can't tell nobody about being transparency. Because from them time until now, you're going to hide because you don't want to answer questions from the people. And then me people are saying you're one of the best finance minister. One of the best finance minister would never bring a fake budget to parliament. So far you're one of the worst finance minister. Just like how Andrew Wallace is one of the worst prime minister ever come across Jamaica, you're one of the worst ever finance minister. Andrew Wallace learned from Siaga. I want to know who you learned from. Nigel Clark, a.k.a. Nigel Clark. But people stay to thought on that down below in the comment section. We're moving on. My viewers and my subscribers, take a listen to this. Young Jamaicans want Dwayne sacked as PNP caretaker. The youth arm of the governing Jamaican Labour Party, Young Jamaican, is again calling for the PNP to remove Dwayne Vaz as caretaker in the constituency of Central Westmoreland. The group latest call following Mr. Vaz's guilty plea for failing to comply with the rules of the Integrity Commission. Young Jamaica First made a call last week after it was revealed that the Integrity Commission recommend that a criminal charge be brought against the former MP. The Commission said this was due to Mr. Vaz's inability to provide information requested by the Commission Director of the Information Complaints in contravention of the Integrity Commission Acts. The concerns as 2019 statutory declaration. On Tuesday, in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, Mr. Vaz pleaded guilty to failing to pay the fine associated with the late filing of document to support his 2019 statutory declaration. So people, as on a year again, him plead guilty failed to pay the fine because there was a charge of $250,000 and him did pay the money there. But because them send him a letter and them never call him and explain to him, say him still pay the money. So that is what they bring him to court for, or they brought him to court for, and him plead guilty to that. So the young Jamaican them now, where align themselves, or they are a part of the Jamaican Labour Party. Why una don't call on Andrew Wallace to reveal the illicit six? Why una don't call on Andrew Wallace to resign from Parliament or as the Prime Minister because he failed to declare his asset? He failed to declare his statutory declaration, just as Dwayne Vaz did in 2019, which that was just one time. And it was because of the COVID, according to what Dwayne Vaz said. But your boss, Mr. Andrew Wallace, 3 years now, him not declare him asset. The Integrity Commission were on him. And all of a sudden, them back off because, oh no, dirty people when they call upon the Integrity Commission to resign because of the speech that he has made. When the man gets shot, where did they bring the briefcase go Parliament? If you go reveal his illicit six. And them shut him up and take away the briefcase and run away with it. And them ask Greg Christie say, if him know where it come from, what him say? Ask your Prime Minister. That simple means say, Greg Christie point finger straight over there on him. Oh no, start call upon the man to resign because him point finger on the Prime Minister without questions. As a Prime Minister, the leader of the country, him fail to declare him statutory declaration. Him fail to declare him asset. Him fail to reveal who are the illicit six where them are asked about. How long now? Him fail to do that. Him fail to tell him wife to have respect to the other members of Parliament. Him fail to tell him wife to resign as the Speaker of the House. Him fail to do all of them the something there. Him fail to tell the people of Jamaica what is inside of the Samoa Agreement. Him fail the Jamaican people. Why you don't use a voice to tell him to resign? Instead of every minute you see somebody from the PNP side do something on a ball out for them resign. But the people them over there on the JLP side that are so corrupted and doing things. You don't call upon them to resign. You don't call upon the Prime Minister to resign. You don't call upon Everald Warmington to resign. None of them. Even the JLP man. Me not call him name. Where they down a Westmoreland and a beating woman with chair. And all of them something there. And he catch on camera. Only not tell that man to resign as well. But yet still, this man, where they call Dwayne Vaz, it was a misunderstanding with Dwayne Vaz. And Uno jump up with no mouth where maybe no brush on the teeth from morning. I call upon Dwayne Vaz to be sacked. Uno move up, man, and too enough now. Tell your Prime Minister to sack himself because him still cannot do the right thing by declaring his asset. A statutory declaration, just like as Dwayne Vaz. At 3 years him have on film table. But it was only 1 year on Dwayne Vaz table. So why uno so biased and don't tell him and say him to resign? Uno tell uno boss to resign. Uno too corrupted. Uno corrupted man. Nobody know why you're found in that because uno not re-exist. It burn me for some uno. Everything resign. Me all the hopes Mark goal enough for some uno like idiot. And water down in cabinet. And water down in team. Because that is on a plan. That is on a plan. Because you know, see, this man is so smart. On boss have to use film ideas to run the country. When a him trying to use film in one ideas. And Mark Golden trying to get ideas from him because him call himself Bro God. But a Mark Golden ideas they may have to use. Tell your boss to declare his asset if you want to talk about somebody resign. Or tell your boss to resign and then Mark Golden will sack Dwayne Vaz. And tell him to reveal the 6 parliamentarians that are in his cabinet who are under investigation. They are the illicit 6, which he is a part of that 6. So tell him to resign before you chat your mouth. On the top in his man. But my viewers and my subscribers, I want to tell me in the comment section. I don't feel like I say Mark Golden should have fire Dwayne Vaz. I don't feel like I say Mark Golden should have fire Dwayne Vaz after him fail for bringing him document them just a few months, maybe a 2 month short or something like that, or maybe a month short. But Andrew Wallace fail for submitting document for the past 3 years. Who is more worse? Who is more worse? Who more corrupted to people? I want to tell me down below in the comment section who on think should walk, who on think should get sacked, who on think should get fired. Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, there's a recent Denari poll that is causing a whole lot of controversy. It causes one whole heap of controversy because right now, people afraid to answer question about the poll. And right now, people, Everald Warmington, I said the poll, a fake poll, and Dan Anderson, not credible. But when time he did that, do it for the labor right them. When the poll it in them favor, the poll it credible, and they used to make a whole heap of nice. They used to jump up, they used to say yes, them will lead the poll. But all of a sudden, the poll not credible again. Now, check out what the brother officer people. Warmington said Dan Anderson poll are not credible. Jaja. Southwestern Catching Member of Parliament, Everald Warmington, says a Dan Anderson poll showing the governing Jamaican Labour Party trailing the opposition PNP by nearly 8 points is nonsense and simply not credible. The party standing from the PNP Commission Anderson poll was published by the Gleaner earlier this week. Now, people, me want to know why when time the poll go in favor of Andrew Wallace, the poll credible. But whenever it go in favor of the PNP, it nobody credible. Now, over the past years, the poll did credible because Mark Golden never yet lead the poll yet in our history. And the first time ever, Mark Golden lead the poll. And the one time Mark Golden lead the poll nobody credible. Now, who not sound credible? Everald Warmington, you are the one when not sound credible. Because you're not credible to yourself. Much more if you talk about the poll not credible. Look how much time Andrew Wallace they lead the poll. Even last year, the whole time last year, Andrew Wallace they lead the poll. In favor of Andrew Wallace every time the poll come out. But the one time now, you don't give Mark Golding the props. You don't afraid. It better if you don't admit to yourself, say yes, Mark Golding do a better job than Huno, and Mark Golding take over every single body. I take over a country rapidly. And you shrink. You shrink like a wet ear. So you need to start do some work. Make people them see say you perform. But the bag of chattings now work out. You need to start perform so the people them can see say you perform. Stop talk about the work that Porsche have done and left there for you to inherit. You inherit what Porsche left. Because if you contract a road, it not take just 8 years to plan. It take way more than 8 years for all of that planning come together. It take more than 8 years for all of them plannings to come together. So I don't know how comes Andrew Wallace take less than 8 years. Less than 8 years to pull together all of them projects. It just can't add up to me. And if people look into it and know how planning go, it take more than 8 years to make such a great planning. You understand me? I say it not just come true so. So Andrew Wallace need to start performing and stop singing pan what they already in the pipeline. If you just finish up and start do some work so the people them can see say him a work. And then the poll can change back. But until then, you not go see Mark Golding continue to climb the poll while Andrew they decline off of the poll. But people, you not listen to what the brother had to say, people, and leave your honest opinion down below in the comment section. And one more thing, Everald Warmington, a feisty ranking man like you, Mumalashi, a full time you resign. A full time for you resign because of people like Ahuno and mash up the Jamaican Labour Party. Because people tired of disrespectful ways. You have no respect for not even the woman, nor the baby, nor the whole lady.
Right, good morning. People have been asking about this Don Anderson poll. Liberates have called me. Liberates have inquired. These polls are not credible. Sure, we underperformed in some areas in the last local government election. We have a lot of work to do. However, it's nonsense from Don Anderson to suggest JLP is 8 points behind immediately after parish council election, where we won majority of the corporations. It's a sham. It's a poll commissioned by the PNP, yet the Gleaner is promoting it as a genuine poll. Let me say one thing. When I came back to Jamaica in the 1990s, I said to Delroy, I think I'm going to have a poll done before I start working to see how I look in the constituency, and one after. 3 months after I start working, I asked Anderson to do the poll. And what he did then, I had to throw it away because it was poor garbage, nonsense he gave. Areas like Ellis Pen, Windsor Road, Windsor Avenue, McVickers Lane, Duncan's Pen. He showed me losing those areas. He all included Homestead as part of the constituency, if Homestead not part of the constituency. And showed me where in Old Dublin North is the PNP division. So I knew right away that's what a bunch of garbage he did there. We in Area Council 2, we have conducted several polls over the years to determine our movement in Area Council 2. And at the same time, the Anderson had been doing polls. And what it did not reflect nothing close to what we found. We found genuine stuff on all the polls that we have done to prove correct in the election. All elections and all the divisions and constituencies that we did. And the Anderson did polls in those areas, and his poll was completely pulled apart from North Pole to the South Pole against ours, and ours were correct. The poll suggested a 65% voter turnout. Very unlikely. And another indicator that Anderson does not know what he is doing. Anderson did several polls when he was hired by Bunting during the PNP leadership challenge, indicated that Bunting would do well. And the challenge was good for the PNP. Turned out not to be so. Don Anderson also predicted a PNP win in 2016. Then PNP 4 points ahead. Turned out not to be so. So I tell the Labourites, do not believe Don Anderson nonsense. and in particular the poll the PNP paid him to do. Be brave. I've been through this and I ignored every poll that Denance has done. Truth is, liberates. We have work to do. And all of us spreading the message about programs put in place by our party. People who benefit from government initiatives often don't speak about it. We must improve how we communicate and interact with people. Stay on the ground. Do the work necessary for the people and on behalf of the people and for the people. We reward us. At this stage, Area Council 2 is planning another series of workshops. We did polls before the election. We did a poll after the parish council election. We'll be meeting in retreat on the 19th of May here in Old Harbour to look at each division and each constituency to see where poll will be necessary, that is genuine poll, to see what we need to do, where we need to go, what work we need to do. We are starting here in Area Council 2, so it's going to be an all-day retreat and workshop for the leadership of Area Council. That is the constituency chairpersons and divisional chairpersons and key workers in constituency. I may go further with Dan Hanson is rubbish. Almost on the eve of the country's 17th general election, an RJR Commission Dan Hanson poll had found Portia Simpson Miller's People's National Party and the Andrew Willis-led Jamaica Labour Party to be in a tight race. The poll, which was conducted from February 13 to 16, 2016, among 1,093 people, with a margin of error plus or minus 3%, showed the PNP with 30.8% popular support, slightly ahead of Jamaica Labour Party on 27.5%. PNP has moved 3.8 percentage points since January when Denari conducted his last poll, while the JLP has improved by 5 percentage points. This was from the publication then that RGR did. Let's say, I feel very, very good when there's a level of enthusiasm and positivity that's evident among PNP workers and supporters, and the uncommitted are breaking for us. So, we are very confident. This was PNP campaign director then, Peter Phillips. A release of the poll result then, he said there's more good news for the PNP, which came out ahead of the JLP in the most recent Gina Addison poll then in 2016. That poll conducted on February 4, 5, 6, and 7 found the PNP 4 percentage points ahead of us. Some 33% of those polls said they would vote for the PNP, while 29% said they would vote for the JLP. As the campaign enters its final lap for Thursday election, the 70-year-old Portia Simpson Miller was making the rounds across the island seeking to make sure the PNP does not become a one-term government. She visited several constituencies. She was down in St. Elizabeth with Darren Powell, Northwest St. Elizabeth, he lost. Southwest St. Elizabeth was won by Buchanan by 13 votes in 2011, but was facing stiff challenge then, and Floyd Green beat him. Simpson Miller was also in Keith Walford Southwest St. Anne constituency which PNP won by 822 votes in 2011. He lost to Xavier Main. She also visited Central St. Mary, which was won by Dr. Guy by 2,789 in 2011. And Sharon Folk Central St. James, which was won by 673. Morris Guy almost lost. Then Folks Abrams lost. Simpson Miller also visited Arnold when named Orlando Brown. And she tried to show up all of these marginal seats. She also visited Phyllis Mitchell in Northeast St. Catherine. And she lost. With all that was done then, the GLP came out ahead, and we won that election, regardless of what Dan Anderson said.